Well, good evening, everybody. It is Sunday, and this is Mary with Stamps-N-Lingers. I'm so happy that you could join if you're here. Let me get everything kind of refreshed to see if we are transmitting. I feel like I'm a little bit wonked up today. This was a long weekend. Here we go. It looks like we're transmitting. And hey, Robbie, glad that you could join. I hope you're having a good weekend. Just got back today from on stage here in Atlanta, and it was really a great weekend. Hey, Mary. Yes, it was a fun weekend. As they all are, it's very tiring. You're exhausted by the end of the day, but goodness gracious. Hey, Jean, on stage was awesome. I cannot wait. We're going to do a few videos in the next couple of 3 days. Tomorrow evening, I think maybe at 8 or so, because that's the time everybody knows. I'll show you some of the things that some of the stamp sets we got at On Stage, and a couple of the make and takes that we made. And then on Tuesday, I should get my first pre-order in, and so we'll probably do another little video that evening, and I'll show you some of the new things. And then Wednesday, I'll probably get a second pre-order, and we'll take a little look at some more. Can you tell us if they're coming out with new colors in the Stampin' Blends? Well, yeah, I think we'll see some new colors in Stampin' Blends. So I think that is going to be really cool. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Karen. From hot Tucson. It is not hot here by any stretch. Hi, Shirley. It sure was good to meet you this week and see you and Diane and get to know you guys better. That was awesome. Hi, Jean from Delaware. How are you doing? I hope you guys are all having a wonderful weekend. I'm going to confess I'm not going to drag this one out tonight because I'm whooped and I'm ready to go to bed. So, hi, Amy. Glad you could make it. I was just telling everybody we're going to do a couple of 3 videos this week. One tomorrow with the sneak peeks that we did at On Stage. And then on Tuesday, I'll get my first pre-order, and we'll do another one that evening at 8, just so everybody can plan. And then Wednesday, we'll probably do another one at 8 with the second pre-order. Somebody told me how to do that twice, and so that's what I ended up doing. Hi, Karen. How are you? Mary, I think we will do 8 o'clock each evening. That's a time that everybody knows. And then the next day, I'll post the videos in YouTube on my blog. So if you happen to miss it, don't fret. Tomorrow nights won't be very long. There's not a whole lot to show you. I have a few things, but not a lot. But then Tuesday and Wednesday, I think they may take a little longer to show you guys everything and let you start seeing what's coming. You guys are, you are seriously going to love the new catalog. I promise you that. Alrighty, so let us take a step back and get started with our card tonight. I'm sure you can see it already. It's not a very difficult card, but it's a nice, simple one that if you put just whatever sentiment that you liked on the front and the inside, you could make it for anything. I actually think this would be a great Father's Day card or a happy birthday card for a male-type person in your life. Yes, Jean, you need to start saving money. Absolutely. My credit card is in a little bit of shock right now, but I'm going to wave the ammonia under its nose tomorrow evening, and it'll be okay. So we're going to use this. This uses the True Gentleman DSP. I just love this plaid with the Night of Navy and the Tranquil Tide, the tailored tag punch, and the truly tailored stamp set, which you can get as a bundle and save 10%. And who doesn't like to save 10%, especially with the new catalog coming out where you're going to want to spend some money, honey. Hi, Deborah. Thank you. It's good to be back. Hi, Jean and Sharon and Jean and Sharon and Jean. Glad you could make it. I'm appreciating it. Okay, so let's set this aside and get started. It's very simple, so it won't take very long. It is on a Tranquil Tide card base, which is 4 1/4 by 11, and it's just scored and folded at 5.5 inches 4 will not work. And then we have some paper already cut. Let me share that with you. Okay, I have 2 pieces of crushed curry. These are at 4 by 5 1/4 each. And all of this will be on the website tomorrow, so don't worry. You can just sit back and kind of enjoy what we're doing. My inner liner is a piece of Very Vanilla. Hey, Susan. Hi, Sarah. Glad you could make it tonight. This is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And then I have cut 2 pieces of the DSP for the card front, and we're going to cut those here in just a sec. And I have another piece of the plaid to use on the envelope flap. So let us commenceify, shall we? Oh, and then I have a little inner liner strip that we're going to put on a little later. Okay, so to begin with, I have my full-size piece of DSP. This is the True Gentleman DSP. And what I'm going to do is show you how to do the diagonal cut. It's very complicated. I hope you can keep up. Hey, Sue. So glad that you did I match your clothing to the card on purpose? No, but wow, am I awesome? I must have done it subconsciously, which means that I am, in fact, a fashionista. Didn't even know it. Okay, so when you're getting going, usually what I'll do is take my full piece and just kind of dry fit it so I can see how I like it. And then I say, well, you know, I think I want, it's going to be on an angle, and it's on an angle because of the MFT Wednesday sketch. That's what it is. So it wants an angle across like that. So all I do is I lay it like this, and then I get out my handicraft ruler, and I say, well, that looks to be about like, it's about 3 5/8, so we're going to round up and make it 3 1/4. Okay? And then we're going to go from 3 1/4. I'm going to mark that a little bit. 3 1/4. Just a little tiny mark. And then I want to go to, I'm going to cut this at 3 1/4 right now. Okay. Remember, it's already 3 7/8 this way, okay? So now I can put my card front back. I can lay this on here like so. And I know that this side is already correct. And then I'm going to want it to come down at a jaunty little angle down here like this. So let's just measure. Let's say we want it to go up about 1.5 inches up on this side. Okay. So I'll make another little mark right there. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in my trimmer. And let's see, I just lost my mark. Oh, there it is. Okay. So here's the mark I just made. So I'm going to put that right in the trough, and then I'm going to put the opposite corner because I know the diagonal wants to go right to that corner. So I just keep kind of wiggling it around until it's all lined up. Note to self, do not try to cut it like this. There is just really no way that the trimmer, really any trimmer, can make a good cut starting at a point. So always go from the long end where you have a solid piece to go against. And I didn't say that very well. And I'll tell you the other thing I like to do too. I like to pick up my trimmer blade and stick it up inside the paper and then press it down and give it a go so that it doesn't have a chance of catching on that edge right there. That'll just help to give you a much smoother cut, I think. Okay? So that was terribly difficult, wasn't it? And then, look, it just sits on there so pretty. So pretty. And then I'm going to use some liquid glue. So I have a little time to play with it and make sure it's how I want it. We'll just put a little liquid glue on the edges. And then we'll put it down. Sharon, I'm glad I made you laugh. That's a good thing. Laughing is good, especially on a Sunday evening going into Monday. We really kind of need to laugh, don't we? All right, so we're just going to make that line up. Be sure that's as close as we can get it on all of the edges, like so. And then I'll take my fasting fuse and get it adhered to its mat, like so. Getting my check mark. All right. And get it lined up as straight as I can get it straight. Straight as straight can be. Alrighty. And that's kind of crookedy, but we're going to let that ride. We're going to let it, no, we're not. I can't stand it. I just can't stand it. We're going to see if we can pick it up. I just can't stand it, people. I just can't stand it. So we'll give it a little pull. I didn't push it down very hard, so I think we have some time to fix it. If we don't, I'll just turn this mat over, because about the worst it's going to do is pull up some mat like that. That's okay. Well, this is a hot mess. No, it's not. It'll be fine. I could, in fact, cut a brand new mat, which is probably what I'll do. But, you know, you can also use your heat tool. Hey, Carol, glad you could join. I don't think I saw anything that's replacing fast fuse, Sarah. No. So we'll be using snail and liquid glue. We'll be using snail and liquid glue. All right, we're going to pick this up like so. And as Mary so rightly stated, use your heat tool to loosen up the fast fuse. Like that. Okay. Now, I'm going to turn this over because I kind of borked that whole side. And we'll get this done. All right. Never let it be said that I don't show my mistakes on camera. This will not be edited out. You'll see it just like that when it comes out tomorrow. Okay. It'll be okay. There we go. Let's do it right this time, Mary. Let's do it right this time, Mary. Okay, there we go. Now it's right. Okay, so now I'm going to show you again. I showed you the other day the trick about using a silicone craft sheet and some tear and tape adhesive to adhere ribbon. Yes, ma'am. Now you know how to. Hey, Michelle. Yeah, it feels like it's been forever. All right, so we're gonna put on some of the lovely Night of Navy 3/8 inch corduroy ribbon. And we're going to use the tear and tape method that I showed you guys, I think with the last card, so like 2 weeks ago now. And all we're going to do is I'm going to make a long enough piece to go over the edge of the card, like so. All right. And because it's stuck to my silicone sheet, I'll be able to pick it up. But before I pick it up, I'm going to take off the covering. Hey, Mary, I get you. I know, I've made too many mistakes in my day. All right, so I'm just picking up the covering off of there. The tear and tape is still stuck to the silicone mat. And then I'll cut my piece of ribbon to length. I'm actually going to just lay it down. All I'm doing is laying the ribbon over the tear and tape adhesive in a nice straight line. And once I learned this trick, it works so much better than trying to put adhesive on the back of the ribbon and then try to get it on, because ribbon wants to be wonky when you do that. So then you can just pick it up like this. Get your craft sheet out of the way, and lo and behold, you've already got your tear and tape on the back of your ribbon, so you can just wrap it around, and look at that, it just sticks right down. Much, much easier than attempting to put a line of fast fuse and get it all lined up. So there we go. There is our card front. I'm going to do a little rubbing to make it look not so distressed, because it's not a distressed card. It's really not. All right. And then I'm going to take a piece of very vanilla. We'll set this aside. We're going to make our, now we're going to make our sentiment, right, quick like a bunny. And I'm going to use, thanks guys, it is a very good idea. Tear and tape adhesive is a great one to have in your stash there, Sue. All right, so let's see, classy kind of guy. We'll just use the same one again. And we're going to stamp this in Tranquil Tide on our Whisper White. No, not Whisper White. This is very vanilla. See, I'm telling you guys, I'm tired. And we'll just stamp it down here. Boy, it's a good thing it didn't matter if it was upside down, huh? Because it's so upside down. And now I'm going to fussy cut this because I want it to be smaller than the tag punch. And this is just the easiest way to do it. So it's a pretty easy fussy cut. Even Miss Kunders can do a fussy cut on a straight line, I'm pretty sure. There we go. You guys, we had the best time this weekend. It was so fun. There were 8 of us there. Oh no, there were 9 of us there. From between Amy's Inkin' crew and the Critters and Creatin' crew, we had 9 people. We were representing, and we had a great time. We made lots of noise. We were maybe unruly. People might have called us unruly. I don't know. And we got our pictures taken, and we got free stuff. And I know you guys like free stuff too, huh? Yeah, it was, wasn't it, Sue? It was awesome. Okay, so there's my sentiment. And now I'm going to take the tailored tag punch, which is bundled with the truly tailored stamp set right now. And I'm going to cut this right out of the center of my liner because you won't see it. Unruly was good. No, I know, Amy, it was hard for you to imagine, but I think we might have been, I was seeing some people giving us looks, but it could have been jealousy. Now, as a little bit of a departure, what I'm doing with this one is I'm using dimensionals to dimensionalize the sentiment portion. So I'm going to pop it over the mat. It's going to be popped, and then the whole matted sentiment is going to be popped as well, and then the card front will be popped. So yeah, there's a lot of popping going on. We got a lot of popping going on. Did you guys see that cute thing I showed you from the demonstration at Brian's event on Friday, where she had those little things? If you go back and look at the pictures that I posted Saturday morning, you'll see one of them, there's a thing that says ready to pop, and that's from the popcorn. There's a popcorn bundle, and it's for a baby shower, appropriately enough. And when you open it, it had a pocket to put a bag of microwave popcorn. So that was quite cute, I thought. Those were some really cute projects. That was a lot of fun too. So all of you who are demonstrators out there, if you get a shot, the next time Brian has an event, if you can go, you should go. And I'm just assuming y'all are already making plans to go to Onstage, because you really, really should be making plans to go to Onstage. Alrighty. Now, next up, some linen thread. Yes, we were known. We were the prim and proper group, Mary. Mm-hmm. Yes, we were. Yes. Okay, now I'm going to put those Stampin' Dimensionals that I mentioned on the back of that and use it to wind a few little loops of linen thread. This is actually one of my favorite things to do, is to use your dimensionals to wind your loops of whatever loops you're doing. And I kind of want it to be concentrated up towards this quadrant of my sentiment. So The only hard part is remembering where that quadrant is when I lay it down, but I think I can do it. I can do it. I'll just get a few little loops here like this. And this isn't rocket science. I compare this to Farrah Fawcett's hairdo. It should be perfectly tousled and yet not look like you made any effort at all. You just got out of bed with your linen thread looking just like this. No need for makeup. Don't have to blow it dry. You just look perfect. You and your linen thread loops. Okay, I like how those look. We'll cut that off. And then we're going to put it over our card front like this. Right about there. You guys are seeing how easy this is, right? See, perfectly tousled. It's just perfectly tousled. And then we're going to take a beautiful wooden True Gentleman button. We're going to put him right there. But first, a message from our sponsors. No, not really. Okay, I'm going to cut a length of linen thread. And we're going to make it 3, like this. Just kind of divide it, lay it into 3 roughly equally sized lengths. It's not that super critical. And then I'm going to make a bow like this. Farrah went to a real high of mine in Corpus Christi. Don't know what that means, Holly. Share it. Yes, Carrie, I did go to Onstage. We went to the Onstage in Atlanta, and it was wonderfully fun, as always. Let's just say, please don't anybody ask about how my diet went this weekend, because how it went was sideways. Like crazy between Onstage and Center Stage. Yes, at Center Stage they had 2 desserts. I ate them both. Oh yeah, I did. And they were good. I say to you, they were good. Worth every calorie. All right. So now I did consider briefly when I made the prototype using a Billy Moan bow, and then I thought, no. I am going to keep it more masculine. I can handle a bow on a masculine card, but it really can't be kind of wild and crazy. What did I order? I can't tell, Carrie, what I ordered until tomorrow. Hey, Mary, wouldn't want to hurt the right. See, it was a selfless act. You are correct. Yes, ma'am. I like it. I can live with that. I figure I can have the weekend off. I'll get back on it. Okay, now I'm going to find my Twizzlers. Here's my Twizzlers now. And first I'm going to adhere my wooden bow. This is not a bow, this is a button. To my card front with my glue dot. Like so. And then I'm going to scrunch another blue dot, by which I mean fold it up a little bit, a couple of times, so it's littler. And then I'm going to stick it right on there like that. So, Carrie, if you were there, you have the pre-order sheet. Let's just say I ordered everything. Or by the time I get my second order done tomorrow night, I will have ordered everything. It's just so much easier than trying to decide. And that way I've got it all. Okay, and there we go. There is the card front. That is all there is to it. Very quick, very simple. Great. This is a super, super classic design to use with any DSP, really, and any sentiment combination. I love this tag. I am going to tell you this tag does make it into the next catalog, so that's a good thing. So now let's set this aside and do our innards real quick like a bunny. Yes, Deborah, it was the entire weekend. Okay. Now we're going to do a second sentiment, and it's going to be, today is your day, celebrating style. And I will pull out my handy dandy Stamp-A-Jig, and let's get the bow out while we're at it. And let's see, where is a good stamp block? Here's one now. Okay, Now, I'm going to do this sentiment also in Tranquil Tide. Now, let me just tell you a thing you could do if you wanted, okay? If you wanted, and you wanted to take the time to do it, you could use the rubber marker technique on both of these sentiments, and you could color the outline one color, like maybe Tranquil Tide, and then maybe use the Your Knight of Navy marker for the smaller words and the comb, and then Tranquil Tide again for classy. You could certainly do that. And then you could do Tranquil Tide or Knight of Navy for the words on your inside sentiment, and use the opposite marker for the little dots and the line, if you wanted. The way I've done it is obviously much quicker, so it just depends on the mood that you're in and what you're kind of needing to do. So let's get the Stamp-A-Majig set up. But that is a way to kind of notch it up, and it makes it look cool, right? Okay. I'm just going to stamp this over here to be sure I've got it the right side up. And we'll get that going like that. What you doing there, kid? I don't like how that stamps. I'm going to do it again right quick. I felt it move. It squiggled. It squiggled. And I didn't like it. Okay, that's better. All right. Thank you, Barbara. All right. And then we'll do this. I don't know about you guys, but I can have my Stamp-A-Majig and put tape and markers and all that other stuff, my ruler, and I can still, it looks perfectly straight, and then I stamp it and it's not. And I think it's because my eyeballs are not perfectly calibrated. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay. All right, but that one worked out, so I'll take it. And then I'm going to set up my bow on my Stamp-A-Majig. And technically, if all I was doing was stamping the inside, if I wasn't going to stamp the bow again on the front, I probably wouldn't set it up on the Stamp-A-Majig for this. I would just put it on a block and stamp it. But I am going to do it on the front, and I kind of want it on the Stamp-A-Majig for that. So let's just go ahead and get it set up, shall we? Okay. And then I'm going to put him right centered under the sentiment, as straight as I can make him with my aforementioned uncalibrated eyeball. Okay. That's good. I'll take it. And then let's put this away. Thank you, Donna. I like this card. It's pretty. I just love this entire suite. The stamps are nice, but the part I love the best is the paper and this tag punch. Okay, so what I have here is another piece of crushed curry. It's 5 1/8 inch wide by 4 inches long. And then I have another piece of the True Gentleman DSP at 1/2 inch wide by 3 7/8. Those should be familiar dimensions for you. So I'm going to use my liquid glue. This is kind of an old school decoration, but I like it. Obviously it takes up a little space, so this is probably better for a card that you don't want to write a novel in, you know. It's a love you, Dad. Happy Father's Day. Love, Susie Chapstick. All right, let's put this on. Sometimes when I do this, my brain forgets that I need a border, and so I will mess that up. And this time I did not. So that's fortunate, isn't it? Now I will fast fuse my liner to its mat, like this, just a lack of this, and holding my breath, I've got my tongue stuck out of my mouth just right. There we go. All right, and then we'll just use the liquid glue again to put the strip on with, because this is another one that you might want to be able to wiggle it around a little bit to make sure it's how you want it. And I usually put them down pretty close to the bottom just so you do have a little more room to write Love Susie Chapstick. There we go. Do not write Love Susie Chapstick unless your name is in fact Susie Chapstick. People will just think you're weird. Okay? Now, Tranquil Tide card base, we're going to put the liner in first with more fast fuse, maybe. There we go. Try to make a check mark if you can. The more flare you have with your check mark, the more likely it is that the fast fuse will give up the ghost. And let's get this put in. Alrighty. Alright, easy. Isn't Tranquil Tide and Night of Navy a lovely, lovely combination? Ah, Judy, yes, you need to pull it out and use it. It's wondrous. All right, so now I'm going to put some more dimensionals on this. Is that not an ugly piece of cardstock? Ugh, somebody messed that up, didn't they? Thank goodness it's on the back. I'm glad I didn't ruin the front. There we go. All right. And we'll peel these off. Like so. Oh. Carrie, did you have a good time at On Stage? Were you in Atlanta? Yeah? No? Where were you at, Carrie? Okay, double check that I'm putting it on the front. Not that I've ever put it on the wrong side. Hello? I'm a professional. I would never do that. Okay. And there you go. There's a nice, lovely masculine card ready to go to the man in your life. But even the men in your life like a decorated envelope, don't they? So let's get a decorated envelope. You can tell I'm out of practice, right? Hang on, I'm just getting an envelope, guys. Hang on, don't leave me, don't leave me. There we go. All right, so now I did kind of a fun little bow thing, so let's see if we can recreate that on here, and that is why I put my bow on the Stamp-A-Majig. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to first start here, and then I'm going to end over here like this. So these two are kind of the same, right? And then in the middle is going to be the same. So to make this little garland thing, whichever direction you make your bows on the ends, you're going to make the bow in the middle. And then between those bows, you're going to turn the other direction. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It's going to look like it's a garland going like that. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay? So let's see if we can make it happen. Because I said it all like I know what I'm doing. Thank you, Holly. Yes, Brooke, it was wonderful. I'm so glad you were there, and I'm so glad I got to see you. That was very cool. All right, so bow number 1. And then we'll do bow number 1 in this corner in the same direction. And by same direction, I mean direction of crookediness. Hey, Linda. Okay. And then give it a little blow like that to make sure it's dry. And then I'm going to split the difference, again with the bow, in the same direction as these two corners. And it's eyeballed, so, you know, it's not measured. Not measured, just eyeballed. Okay. And then you just you split the difference, go the opposite direction like that. And this particular little image really does quite nicely for this. Okay, and then one more to split the difference like that. And you have a little bow tie garland. So cute. All right. Now, if you weren't happy with the fact that they weren't all perfectly colored, pull out your matching Stampin' Right marker. You guys, if you don't have a Stampin' Right marker for each of the colors that you own, you're doing yourself a disservice. When I first started, I was so head up about the cost of the Stampin' Right markers that I really just didn't get them all at once. And there were so many times when I had imperfect inks and didn't get a good job with my stamp, and I just wanted to be able to do this, where I kind of just filled it in, and I didn't have the color. Get the color. In Mary's world, you have the marker, the pad, and the refill for each of the colors that you like to use. Okay, so there's the front, and then I'm going to take my favoriteest plaid paper, and we're going to put it on the envelope flap. I know, it's very nice, it's cute, but it's masculine. I don't think it's froofy at all, at all. And so, it's perfect. Here we go. Like this. And the other thing I kind of like about this is, although it has multiple layers, it's not a terribly fat card, so this isn't going to take you a lot of extra postage either to send, so that's a kind of a good thing. All right, and we'll just put our paper on here. Give it a little rubba, a little rubba, and a quick fussy cut, and we're done. Okay, so to recap, expect me to go live tomorrow night at 8 Eastern, right back here on Stamps-N-Lingers on the Facebook page, and I will share with you the make and takes that we made on stage. And we got a couple of free stamp sets and some paper, and I will show you those things. And a couple of other things you might find interesting. So join me for that, and then we'll plan to meet again on Tuesday and Wednesday to do the same, but with much more to share. All right? And there you go, people. And I did what I said I shouldn't do. Actually, that's glue, I think. You do have to be careful with the darker pigment inks. I was not careful, so I turned this over too quickly. You can see what I did there. Can you see it? Okay. So don't turn any of these, like the archival inks, the blacks, the grays, really any of the dark, heavy pigments. I think they take an extra beat to dry good, and if you turn them over and then do like I did, then you're going to get a little smear. All right, so anyway, I do believe this is a very acceptable masculine card. Happy birthday for dad, for brother, for son, for nephew, boyfriend, etc. Or a happy Father's Day. So, I hope to see you guys tomorrow night. I am sorry for the relative brevity of the video, but I think we're going to get together a few times this week, so it'll be all good. All right? Thank you so much. See you tomorrow night, guys. Bye-bye.